Unpopular opinion. Our fathers, grandfathers, uncles, they were not better providers than man are today. They just lived in a time where life was a lot easier. And I'm going to break this down because I hate to see people comparing the two without giving context. So for context, in 1990, the average mortgage payment in America was $650. Today, the average monthly mortgage payment is $2,500. That's almost a 4x. The average rent price in America in 1990, it was $370. The average rent price today is $2,000. That's a 5x. The average home price in 1990 was $120,000. The average home price today is $420,000. That's 3.5 times more. The average car payment with insurance in 1990 was $230. The average car payment with insurance today is $730. That's a 3x. Meanwhile, the average income in 1990 was $30,000. Today, the average income is $55,000. That's not even a 2x. It hasn't even the average income hasn't even doubled, and that's in 35 years. In 1990, on average, people were paid $2,500 a month. Today, the average person gets around $4,200 a month. So once again, that number hasn't even doubled. The average minimum wage in 1990 was $4. The average minimum wage today is $7.25. Once again, it hasn't doubled. So comparing somebody today to somebody in the past is like comparing to someone playing a video game on Hall of Fame to somebody that's playing the game on easy mode with the sliders up. So there's really no comparison, but people, they really lack understanding of this basic thing. And I know a lot of people, they're going to say, well, they just need to leave their jobs, find better jobs, and make more money. And I agree with that largely. I do think people need to up their skill sets so they could be better and bigger earners. At the same time, people say those things without understanding how the economy and how ecosystems work. These jobs that people down talk and consider low wages, these jobs are what makes the country go round. How you get your food, the clothes that's on your back, the building you live in, the people that's teaching your kids, the cars we drive in. All these things are ran and functioned by people that don't make a lot of money. So if these people quit and left these careers and chase to make more money, the whole economy in the world would shut down immediately. So we need people in these positions and career fields, which is why it never makes sense to me when I see people down talk people that actually do these jobs. They make the world go round. So again, you can't compare somebody like that to your father, grandfather, or uncle that was living in the past. But also, and this is probably the biggest point, and if you're going to compare people from the past to today, this should be the point that y'all bring up. It's that people understood where they were in life and where they were on a social, economic ladder, and they desired and wanted things that were according to where they were in life. Meaning back in the day, you didn't see people who were teachers, factory workers, telemarketers, with Louis Vuitton bags, going to Turks and Caicos, driving BMWs. You didn't see people like that with those things, and nor did they want them, because they understood where they were economically. And there wasn't any social media back then, so they didn't care to impress people. They understood those things were for the rich and wealthy. And nowadays, you have people who don't even make 60, 70,000 annually that want and desire and need to have all these things. And men who aren't making enough feel like they need to get them or they aren't providing properly. So you have this weird dichotomy and everything is off balance simply because people are not putting things into context. And this isn't me making excuses for people, because I know oftentimes people will hear something like this and they'll say, oh, you're just making excuses for people. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just putting things in their proper context. Because I know this is social media and everybody loves sensationalism, but that's just childish. And what's the point of having a real adult conversation if you're not going to put things into their proper context? So at the end of the day, what I am saying, though, is give people grace. Stop expecting people to have things overnight. Stop comparing people to other people. Be willing to build with someone. Because if you're not willing to do those things, you're going to stay in a state of struggle. Because you're expecting things that just aren't reality when it comes to the majority.
I agree with everything that he said for the most part. And this is Millionaire Mindset Pod. Millionaire Mindsets Pod on Instagram is his name. If you want to go check out his page, he has 210,000 subscribers. For anyone who is unaware but wants to know more of what this gentleman has to say. on several different topics. He already looks like he is well on his way, or well off in terms of being recognized by the community as somebody who speaks very, very intelligently as far as, you know, our socio-economical background and what's happening out here in the world. So it already looks like he has a following. But if you want to connect with him, that is his page, Millionaire Mindsets Pod. He says context matters, and that's what he led with. And largely, moreover, let me just add to that. I speak about on this channel all the time about how social media has the entire world in a chokehold. It has the entire world in a chokehold. You can't go somewhere today without seeing somebody on their phone. And what happens is when you start to view life through these gadgets right here, when you start to only see life through these, you get misinformed about what's really happening out here and really the climate of what it really is in real life, right? Because it's easy to make your life look a certain way on social media. You can post up all the pictures of you looking great in the lavish outfits, you on trips, you flying around the world. It looks like you driving the greatest cars, the most expensive cars. It looks like you're staying in a mansion. It looks like everybody has a mansion. Everybody's staying off of a beach somewhere. Everybody is staying in a house that has 5 or 6 bedrooms with 3 bathrooms and a personal shower attached to their room, right? You can make anything look a certain way on social media. However, that is not the norm, and he's absolutely right when he said that we didn't have, your daddies, your great-granddaddies and your granddaddies didn't have social media back then. So we didn't have this thing to where we had a lot of our women going around gauging their life and comparing it to other women that they see on social media. But see, that's what happens. That's what happens when you allow your life to be led by what other people's lives look like. And it's unfortunate because it's just going to keep happening. You get on these phones, you get on these apps, you see all these people living these lavish lifestyles, and you think to yourself, I should have that as well. I deserve that as well. You start convincing yourself that you're not doing enough, even though you could have lived comfortably on your $40,000 to $50,000 salary if you managed your money well and your time. But you didn't do that because you saw on social media that the 10 baddies, the 20 baddies that you got and your favorites, you saw what they was going after. The lavish cars, the lavish living, trips to Caicos. So you said, in order to get them, in order to get that type of quality woman, I gotta go and up my games. I got my skill set. Cool. You should be trying to upgrade your skill set. But here's the problem. That same philosophy that has largely been adopted by baddies, internet baddies, has also been adopted by our normal, everyday, average women. You saw me just put up a video the other day about the woman, or yesterday, about the woman who has 5 kids by 3 different men. And yet she was still seeking somebody. She thinks that she's deserving of a man that should come in and take care of her and all of her needs, and while she's going through all this messy custody proceedings and everything like that. She thinks that a man should be wanting to step into a chaotic situation and deal with that bullshit. This is the fallout. This is where we are. This is where social media has brought us. That everyday women and ordinary women believe that they should have the life of video vixens, Instagram baddies, and female celebrities. What he didn't say, or what he said in not in these exact words, was that women back in the day of when your granddaddy was taking care of the house were far happier with less. Far happier with less. They wasn't asking you what you bringing to the table. They wasn't coming in and requiring you to make 6 figures, be 7'5" tall, and have a 9-inch penis. They wasn't worried about none of that. The culture has changed, and it has become downgraded and degraded so much to the point to where we think that everyday normal citizens that make $30,000 to $40,000 should be living like celebrities. It's why some of y'all jump up and move to LA. It's why some of y'all jump up and move to Cali. Well, not right now, but that was the whole reason you moved. It's because you thought, if I go there, it's going to be greener pastures for sure. Sunny every day. That's the life. I belong in LA. I'm a superstar. Every person thinks that. And they ignore everything. They ignore all of the facts that are right here in front of us. Google is free, but y'all won't use it for shit. Y'all won't use it to find out how expensive housing is. Y'all won't use it to find out how you're not saving your money right. Y'all won't use it to find out how to keep from spending money on frivolous and dumbass things. Y'all won't use it to find out how these companies are getting over on y'all. Y'all won't use it for any of the shit that you should be using it for to advance your life and put yourself in a position to where you understand that all of this shit is not important that you see on social media. The only thing that matters is your well-being, your health. We will not use it for that, but we'll use it for everything else. We'll use it to allow people that you don't even know to tell you what your life should be and where you should be at in it. It's insanity. If you living your life based on what somebody else is doing, you living wrong. And unfortunately, this shit is just going to keep on spreading because now it's gotten to our young ladies in this world. Where now even young ladies, 18, 19, 17 years old, believe that they should have it all. Even they believe that a man should just come in and have it all. Had a mansion waiting for him. They BMW. Or they Mercedes-Benz truck. And that if he's not coming with all of that, if he's not over 6 feet tall, and he ain't shit, he trash. This is what we got to deal with. He's right. Women often speak about how great the providers were back in the day, how their granddaddies and my daddy took care of my mama, my daddy did this, my granddaddy, yeah. Think about how many more people would be able to do that if rent was $500. Rent is 3 times that now for an average apartment. Are you kidding me? Yet the pay scale has not gone anywhere, hasn't even doubled. This is what we're dealing with, and this is reality. But we don't like to face reality. I forgot. Because we live online through our phones and social media. Anyway, I just thought that this was a great topic to discuss. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Again, this gentleman's page is Millionaire Mindsets Pod. If you want to check him out, please do so. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.